But I wanted to give that to you guys because that's the reason most people failed. I'll give you one big nugget. Ready, guys? Rapport. Every salesperson screws this up, and I hate this because it goes against my mentor, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is a speed reader, guys. Sometimes you miss it, okay? He wrote the book Money. In it, he was wrong about one thing that I found, and I was upset when I found it, but I wasn't the only one to find it. Peter Maluk of Creative Planning found it. So he called Tony and said, Tony, much respect. You're a billionaire, but you read that wrong. That doesn't exist. And so they wrote a book together called Unshakable. Imagine Tony, amazing. Tony Robbins. But he extrapolated all, he's obviously a billionaire. He took all the financial information, he goes, this is how it works. I wrote a book called Money. And then he was told he was wrong. And Peter Maluk writes a book with him, Let's Make It Right. So in the book Unshakable, he says, I was wrong. Here's what's right. I think that's incredible, right? Well, he was wrong about another thing. When Tony was in his 20s, really tall and gangly, he's the reason why everyone on earth thinks that rapport is mirror and match. So right now, guys, Jimmy, I got a pen. You got a pen? I don't have a pen. I'm going to pretend this is a pen. We're going to pretend here. Let's see. You can't see my hands. Let's just try. There you go. That's Grady. Now look at this, guys. This is what, thank you, Jimmy. This is Grady right now, like this, right? So this is what Tony says. I got to, and then I have to mirror his breathing. His smile. That's mirror and matching. Okay. That's so off. That's not rapport, guys. Rapport is this. If rapport is not this, Grady says he likes cat. I love cats. I hate cats. I don't hate cats, guys. I'm just saying, right? I love cats. Oh, Grady says he loves football. I love football. Everyone has screwed up rapport, and it's Tony's fault, okay? Because then everyone, and people forget where they get knowledge from, by the way. They forget where they get knowledge from, and then they author it themselves. Let me rehabilitate all of you with what I've already taught you to be successful. If I did my job right with fear, greed, duty, pride, envy, comfort, and security, if I did my job right, what I got you to do, Judy, Daryl, what I got you to do is get the customer, your person that you're presenting to talk about their past. When you Google the word rapport, go to the etymology. Etymology is where it comes from. The etymology of the word rapport is to bring back. It's Latin for bring back. What you have to do to your customers, bring them back, and you have to do it by bringing them back to a story that they're willing to tell you. Now, listen, you're not going to get any credit when you talk to Chatty Cathy, who's going to tell you their whole life story. You get no credit for that because they're telling everybody at the local supermarket their full story because nobody listens to them anyway. I'm talking about the guy that is your whale, the guy that doesn't talk to anybody. When you can get him to tell you stories, the younger the story, Grady, the more successful you're going to be. Now, when you become a master at this, take this the right way. These people will voluntarily tell you on the doll where they were touched. And I'm not doing it for that reason. What I'm saying is this. They only say that stuff, Grady, to people they trust. When I get there on my discovery, the product I'm selling is irrelevant. They already bought the product. They bought the product. I went on True Talk and Mike was asking me, how do you handle this objection? I don't get it. You listen to my sales call. I got them all recorded. I don't get that because my discovery is so deep. Well, then how do you get through the discovery? You get through the discovery because you refuse to move on until you get there. I'm going to give you a couple shields, guys, because I want you guys to use this tonight on the phone and tell Grady, chime in with Grady. Grady, reach back out to me. Tell me how they did. Here's what you can do when you get on the phone tonight. Those questions that I put you through in sales. See, I didn't want to just tell you. I wanted you to train. So I can't tell you, oh, let's go to the gym and do push-ups. I wanted you to do the push-ups. And by you doing the work on yourself, at the last question, when I asked you, if I could take all the financial stress you feel off your plate, what would you be willing to do for that? If that question worked on you, then boom, there it is. Got it? And so now it's your job to duplicate that, lift up the bag, do it exactly as I did it, duplicate that, and you'll be successful. But what's going to happen to all of you today? See, I only have to go because I have to coach my son's basketball team, just so you know, guys. So, but let me give this to you quickly because it's worth it and you're all worth it. So let me give it to you. When you hit question 1, that's easy. It kind of sounds like an application question. You hit question 2. Some of the questions don't sound like proper questions that an insurance agent should be asking. Here is your shield. You need a shield. Here's your shield. You hide behind this shield. Are you ready? Because I want to do my job right. So you tell them. Because I want to do my job right. Here's my most natural one. Because I love people. Man, I just love stories. I love people, right? And then now here's a third party story. Everyone here knows somebody who died, a client. So you tell that story. Just recently in my office, Jacob Mackey had a customer. Brian May actually had a customer where they, it was Saturday. They took the quote. They said, I want to think about it. They died. The daughter picked up the phone. They died. Could have been protected, right? So they died. And my point is that time doesn't wait for anybody. And you share your third party story. Look, so it's a little different. Let me just, and honesty is the best policy, guys. I just went with this training. This Filipino guy, blonde hair. He was so exciting. It's just insurance, talking about insurance. Most people think insurance is boring, but he shared a story about somebody who just died. And the reason why they didn't make the policy happen is because, he pinned it down to, he didn't get to know his customer. So for me, I want to do things different. I want to get to know you. That's your shield. So when you ask an awkward question, like down at the bottom, who relies on you? And tell me about them. You might get kickback because you're going to do it wrong, right? Because you haven't practiced. You're not a master at it. You're going to be like, who relies on you, right? Whatever it is, right? And so, but people like Harold, you'll pull that off tonight, Harold. Do that today, right? Say, hey, bro, and just do Harold style. Do it with your braids and stuff. Be like, hey, bro, so who relies on you? And then when they tell you, be like, tell me about them. They'll tell you. But if you ask the question, who relies on you? Tell me about them. And they're like, then you got to go back on and you got to justify why, because I want to do my job right. And hit a third party story. A guy in the office, their family just died. And literally we went through this whole thing and we realized it's because we're not getting to know our people. So listen, I don't want to be your insurance agent. If that's what you want, then just leave. I actually want to get to know you because I want to protect everyone that you know and love. Obviously it's going to benefit me, but here's the best part. You don't pay me. You're not the one who pays me. The insurance carrier pays me. That's that. So I just want to give you guys that as a free nugget that one, rehabilitate what rapport is. Rapport is not you like cats, I like cats. Okay. But I wanted to give that to you guys because that's the reason most people failed, because they think that how do we make a connection? Everything's emotional. How do we make a connection? And they think it's about it's not. It's just literally talking about the past, right?